Hello! Are you interested in press release and writing your own press release and publish your news? Then you are right in this video, and I want to tell you the advantages if you are doing this. A press release is an objective information for your audience, so they know this is not a paid advertising, this is objective published. And you can write your drafts whenever you have time. You are not committed to a certain time point. You can just publish it when you have the time. And this is very flexible. I like this flexibility because when you are a solo entrepreneur, you sometimes have more to do or less to do, and either depending on seasonal aspects or on your customers, sometimes you can't know ahead. And you also, when you published a press release, on your own, it's very low cost because you did it yourself and you can distribute it yourself as well. It's easy in the internet. And if you take some money in your hand, you can also make an advertorial from it and pay some money to a magazine where you think your target group will be met. And there it's even, wider spread, and you reach more people. I will give you a small description, like an official definition of press release. They say in Wikipedia it's a written or recorded communication directed at members of the news media for the purpose of announcing something ostensibly newsworthy. Do you have something newsworthy? What is newsworthy? Is it a new product? I guess so. Is it being on an event? Oh, yes. Is it, a new CEO, a new big boss in your company? Yes. Many things are newsworthy. Even if you think they aren't, you could give it a try and write your PR and your press release, and then you find out, yeah, this is interesting news to my target group, to my audience. And the journalists in the newspapers or radio stations, they will decide themselves if they publish it. But in the internet, you can publish anyway. So some common structural elements here. This is more the technical side. If you decide to write it on your own, the headline really has to get the attention of your audience. And sometimes it's good to include your location or a certain date in the headline. So if you are going to a fair on the 15th of March and the fair is in Hamburg, northern Germany, make sure that you put it in the headline or the sub-headline. Then people will find it very quick. So, dateline. If you have a release date, for example, your product will be in the market available from 1st of April, then you have to put this in your press release. The first paragraph gives you a small introduction. What are you talking about? It's a real, very quick overview of who, what, when, where, and why. Like a short summary, let's say. And then in the body, you can provide further explanation, more background, more storytelling. Some direct speech is always a very good technique. And at the end, you give a professional short close with an About Me section. Who am I? Who's my company? What am I concentrated on? Where I'm located? And you always have to include the media contact information, which is your name, phone number, email address, mailing address. So where can they, the media people, reach you when they have further interest and further questions to your press release? So this is it actually. And from my point of view, you also have to add a very nice, great picture. And these days you also can add videos in your press release. And this is helping to have an attractive way of presenting your press release. I told you some ideas already, so this is the content idea section. Talking about new products is really relevant. Inform about a cooperation, for example. You could also work with someone together, and this is newsworthy. If you have a real lucrative new order, you could also tell your audience. They might be interested. What people like to read as well are customer best practice stories. And if you have a customer who's really satisfied and who would act like a testimonial, actually, you can work with him together. So you write, what did you do for him? You also present him and his products, and both of you will win in this press release and in the situation. And if you have a new employee, could be interesting because, or a new owner of the company, people are very interested with whom they work or from whom they buy. You could also write a press release about your business strategy. When it's changed, it's a new dimension, new potential. You can write, we are the market leader in Germany, and now we want to become the market leader in Europe. This is very interesting for the press, and again, a newsworthy idea and story. Well, for sure, with every marketing activity, you have some challenges ahead, and press releases that don't cost you any money but get published in journals or magazines are very difficult. You need some connections, you need a network. And if you pay for your advertorials, so you have an advertising and some interview in a magazine, then it's quite easy. But it's not cheap. And another challenge is to decide where to publish. You have many options where to publish and many journals in the market. And sometimes you think, this is not reaching my audience. But on the other hand, maybe it's reaching your audience in an indirect way and still worth it. So where to publish, to decide, is quite a challenge. And again, here, write it yourself or outsource this project of public and press releases. Both needs time, because if you outsource for the first time, you have to explain to the one who's writing it. You have to explain your product, your vision, your aim, your target group, and then you have to read the drafts. So it's still some work, but maybe it's a better outcome or a professional text. So this is the challenge you have to face with press releases or other text. The potential for success is that your release can reach many people at the same time. So the target you target new audiences, and if it's not advertising but objective information, it has a very authentic way, and people could be convinced easily. And for some readers, it has a higher quality and value. They believe in this objective text and information, and they know this was published because it's valuable. And public is open to digest your content. And as I said, when you reach more people, because the release is published in several locations or in the internet, and you have a very wide audience all of a sudden, there are opportunities maybe you didn't consider before. So a press release is definitely a tool, a marketing tool you could add on your list and plan for your business future. If you have questions, please write them in the comments or write me a personal mail. And if you like, give me a thumbs up, that would be great. And soon you will listen and get more from me. Bye.